Bulavinaka, my name is Litia and I'm from the beautiful island of Laos and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Casey, I'm from Tabua. We love Today FM in Tabua. Today FM rocks.
My name is Selina, I'm from Tavenga Vengamba. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Pula, my name is Carlo. I love listening to the music in Today FM, in Malak Island. Today FM rock.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, Sodelpa maintains no split in party. President outlines legislative agenda for new parliamentary year. An outgoing Methodist Church president says politics interfered in church system.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
The Social Democratic Liberal Party claims there's no split in the party despite the recent internal email leak that surfaced on social media over the weekend, rubbing party leader Sitiveni Rambuka. Sodelpa confirms the party is looking into this matter and will deal with the letter writer Sainyana Randrondro. Akusita Thale with this report.
Sodelpa's opposition whip Salote Randondro says Sainyana Randondro's email that was leaked on social media doesn't mean there's a split or internal strife in the party.
Sainyana was speaking in her own personal capacity, and right now the matter is with the party, it's with the Sodelpa party, and who will deal with the issue in accordance with the media policy of the party. And firstly, they have to ascertain whether Sainyana is a financial member of the party.
In the email, Randondro attacks party leader Sitiveni Rambuka for calling for a public poll of our national leadership to determine how many are involved in adulterous relationships. In the email, Randondro asks whether Sodelpa has the right leader. Former party leader Rote Mumukapa told FBC News the email sent by Randondro to more than 40 contacts is being dealt with internally.
But as far as the split in the party is concerned, I wouldn't say that there's a split. We are human beings, you know, now and then we have our little differences. So to say there's a split in the party, I wouldn't say that there was.
Sodelpa MP Aseri Randondro, the husband of Sainyana Randondro, declined to comment to FBC News. Attempts to also get comments from party leader Sitiveni Rambuka over the last few days has been unsuccessful. Despite refuting an internal party conflict, Sodelpa says an internal inquiry has started to determine whether any disciplinary action will be taken against Sainyana Randondro. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
The final parliament term before the general elections are called was officially opened today. President retired Major General Chiochi Kondrote laid out the comprehensive legislative agenda that the government will spearhead over the coming months. Maggie Boyle reports.
It is now my honor to declare this session of Parliament officially open.
Ceremony aside, the President cracking the whip on the business ahead.
The financial reforms will cover credit unions, consumer credit, bankruptcy, tariffs and duties, and financial management. We will deal with substance abuse and anti-doping, and we will have legislation to reform town planning, land tenancy and subdivision of land.
With elections to be held before November of 2018, a number of bills are expected before the House.
Parliament will review the Financial Management Act, the Consumer Credit Act, the Security Industry Act, the Stamp Duties Act, the Customs Act, the Customs Tariff Act, the Land Transport Act, the Sale of Goods Act, the Bankruptcy Act and the Police Act.
Meanwhile, Speaker of the House says the years have taught MPs to be more efficient in her chambers.
There's a lot of bills for enactment by Parliament, and the parliamentarians are now very experienced as well in the debates that we have in Parliament. And I can see that a lot of these bills will be enacted before the end of this term.
The Leader of Opposition says this final Parliament will be more focused.
A lot of it are money bills that we need to look at in terms of what does it mean for the people of this country.
Parliament will resume from next Monday for a week-long session to respond to the President's address. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
The Methodist Church has revealed there were flaws in the church system that prevented the church from moving forward. Speaking on FBC TV's For the Record last night, outgoing President Reverend Dr. Mbanivanu admitted that some church leaders were affiliated with political parties and politicians. Akusita Tale with this report.
The outgoing Methodist Church president has revealed that politics interfered with the church and its members when he took up the post in 2015.
There were cracks because people were trying to side here and side there. So what we wanted to do was to...
You mean siding in political...
Yeah, in political affiliations. Sort of, right. Leaning towards somebody and all those. So what we tried to do was to try and bring out the church from that siding here or siding there, just to be church.
Reverend Dr. Mbanivanu says one of the biggest moves after getting elected was to transform the church. He says he began with a review of the church constitution to ensure that no church leader should have political affiliations.
The constitution before then
had stated that.
But people do otherwise.
Right.
So here in this new constitution, we sort of putting our feet down and say no politics is no politics.
Reverend Dr. Mbanivanu says political affiliations were just one of the difficulties they faced in trying to move the church forward. The outgoing president will be replaced by newly elected president, Reverend Epineri Vakandeovosa. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
The Suva High Court has ordered the state to provide proper statements of offence in the case against Fiji Times Limited publisher Hank Arts, editor Fred Wesley, Nailalakai editor Anare Ravula and contributor Chosai Wangambada. They have been charged with 1 count each of sedition and appeared before Judge Justice Tushara Rajasinghe this morning. Shireen Shivan reports.
It is alleged that in April 2016, Chosai Wangambada did a seditious act by submitting an article for publication in the Nailalakai newspaper with an intention to promote feelings of ill will and hostility between different classes of the population of Fiji. Hank Arts is alleged to have published a seditious publication in his capacity as the publisher of Nailalakai newspaper. Fred Wesley in his capacity as the editor-in-chief and Anare Ravula in his capacity as the editor are alleged to have aided and abetted Arts to publish an article in the Nailalakai newspaper, which was a seditious publication. Justice Rajasinghe said the particulars of the offence for Fiji Times Limited, Arts and Wesley, also Ravula, are incomplete. State sought 21 days to file documents. The matter has been adjourned to October 3rd. Shireen Shivan, FBC News.
An application for mistrial in the alleged sedition case involving 15 accused persons from Ra was again squashed by the Lautoka High Court this morning. This follows defence lawyer Aman Singh's challenge of the judge's ruling on a no case to answer submission. Ropate Valime reports.
Defence lawyer Aman Singh questioned the judge's decision on the no case to answer. Singh argued a quote from the Constitution in the ruling was not given in court as evidence and that was a concern to the accused persons because the court supported the prosecution case. His verbal application for a mistrial was thrown out by the judge. The trial resumed with the first defence witness as Tuinalawa Ratu Epeli Nyundamu took the stand this morning for cross-examination. Nyundamu is charged with 2 counts of sedition. His lawyer Kevueli Tunindao told the court that Nyundamu only signed 2 pages of the Ulunda Declaration. Nyundamu testified that the only reason he signed the 2 pages was because he thought it was for the protection of their Ingolingoli, their fishing ground. The court heard he received a call from the late Tuinavitilevu Ratu Melim Bolombolo to sign the documents brought in by Marioni Kowi for the purpose of safekeeping of their fishing grounds. It is alleged he co-signed the 2-page document with the late Tuinavitilevu. Nyundamu testified it was never his intention to hurt the government of the day. However, the Ulunda Declaration showed he signed all 9 pages of the document. The court heard Meroni Koing from Matuka in Laos. The author of the Iraq and Sovereign State idea was a bush lawyer from Australia who has worked with Aboriginal people on their indigenous rights. Rapate Valeme, FBC News.
Still to come, 2 ministries joined to tackle child labour and senior citizens to have a voice in government decisions. That's coming up.
Moala rarara ranalika, o tikongona tau no singatoka, ando talitaka na wakaronga ng Bull FM, number 2 na sere.
We are the Ratubuli Kurnambili, Borani Batskara Hambara Binanga, the Taltakinan Warong and Bula FM, number 2 and Seri. Bula!
Bula FM, number 2 and Seri.
The Employment Ministry will be deploying its officers to urban areas to look into the increasing number of child labour cases. This is after the Ministry of Women and Children noted underage children selling goods on the streets during or after school hours. Kelly Vadala reports.
Both the Employment Ministry and the Ministry for Women and Children are working together to tackle the problem of child labour.
The most important things that the ministry has been doing, we've been part of a tackle project. That was one of the pilot programs set up by ILO. So it still remains a big part of what we do. Now we have, we're utilizing all of our labour officers and our inspectors right across the country to be able to look into issues of child labour.
Minister for Women and Children Mariseni Vuniwanga says child labour is illegal and both ministries need to collaborate their efforts.
It's a partnership between my ministry and the Ministry of Employment, looking at particularly those children who are out on the streets trying to earn an income for their families when they're supposed to be in school. We have children and we do give them chores to do. But this is the concern emanates from when a child, instead of being in school, is out on the street trying to earn money.
There are some aspects of labour that children are allowed to be part of, but you should not interfere in their schoolwork. If they're helping out their family, that thing is allowed for.
Child labour is still common in many parts of the world and the practice is considered exploitative. Both ministers say child labour deprives children of their education and in many cases is dangerous. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
The Suva Magistrates Court has ruled there is a case to answer in a case against a woman charged with 2 counts of managing a brothel. Geeta Mani is alleged to have been operating a brothel and forcing her staff to perform sexual acts with her clients, and the service charge would range from $30 to $100. Defence had made an application to acquit the accused as they argued that the circumstances in this case cannot amount to the managing of a brothel since the term brothel is not defined in the penal court. Defence also claimed that female employees were not sex workers and they decided to perform the acts themselves. However, the judge ruled the witnesses had given sufficient evidence that the accused managed a brothel. The matter has been adjourned to November 17th. Former Police Criminal Investigations Director Luke Rawalai, who is facing corruption-related charges, is now challenging his caution interview to police. Rawalai, who is charged by the Fijian Independent Commission Against Corruption with 3 counts of abuse of office and 2 counts of receiving a bribe, appeared in the Suva High Court today. It's alleged that between June and March 2011, Rawalai interfered with the police investigation and allegedly directed the Nandi Police CID team to charge a person without any evidence. Rawalai is also alleged to have interfered with the investigation conducted into an alleged forgery in the Central Division in 2014. He also allegedly, without unlawful authority, received a benefit of $2,400 and $5,723 on 2 separate occasions for himself. The judge ordered Rawalai to file his grounds in order to challenge the caution interview. The matter is adjourned to November 3rd. Senior citizens will now have the opportunity to give their opinions that will help develop our society. A new national aging policy has been rolled out that will enable older persons to contribute in decision-making. Saniani Boiler reports.
Representatives from old age homes will sit in meetings organized by the Social Welfare Ministry that will contribute to the betterment of our country.
So in decision-making in matters pertaining to policy, the approach would be to include elderly persons in matters pertaining to them.
Vuniwanga says this will enable them to get views from senior citizens who have a lot of experience in different fields.
We do have a number of state homes looking after elderly persons. So we will be looking at representatives from those homes to be included in forums where policies emanate.
Fiji's roving ambassador to the Pacific, Letia Maui, says this is a timely concept given the increase in the old age population.
These are often the most forgotten people in society. I mean, they had their youth and then we just push them aside when in fact what they could turn around and ask us is, what you are, we once were, what we are, you will someday be. We look after them now. People are going to be looking after us when our time comes.
Mawee says the policy is in line with the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, the principle of being inclusive. She adds she will suggest the idea to bilateral ministries in countries around the Pacific. The ministry is currently providing services to 3 old-age state homes. Sainian Imbuela, FBC News.
Ahead in sports with Jamie Tavo, football turns focus to Premier Division, but up next is Rachel with business.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening, and coming up in business tonight. SBTO promotes green tourism. And in Going Fiji, Ministry awaits details on proposed Vunisea town. Stay with us.
मैं प्रेमिला वायरुकू रेकी रेकी से सुबह मेरी आँख खुलती है तो मैं मिर्ची एफएम सुनती हूँ। मिर्ची एफएम इज नंबर 1। इट्स सो हॉट।
हम लोग बार टाउन के कैरियर ड्राइवर लोगों ने हम लोग के मिर्ची एफएम सुनो अच्छा लगे। मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट।
हाय, मैं संध्या नारिया रेफ्रिकी से मेरे सारे दोस्त मिर्ची एफएम सुनते हैं। मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट। आई लव मिर्ची एफएम।
हमें स्पिन तो बताओ कि मिर्ची एफएम में सबसे अच्छा गाना बजे।
मिर्ची एफएम इट्स हॉट।
Welcome back. Leading our business bulletin tonight, the RB Patel Group's total revenue, including other income, increased by 4.4%, taking the total revenue to 122 million from 117 million last year. Operating profit for the year after tax was 8.5 million compared to 7.3 million last year, an increase of just over 15.4%. RB Patel continues to place emphasis on increasing the level of profitability within the competitive supermarket industry. The grocery chain will be holding its annual general meeting on the 25th of September, where 3 directors are up for elections. A new partnership has been formed between the South Pacific Tourism Organization and the United Nations Development Program to promote green tourism. Chief Executive Christopher Cocker says the partnership sees a commitment to take action through water, energy and waste reduction. The agreement will assist the SPTO to strengthen stakeholder engagement in the green tourism and build the capacity of the Pacific Sustainable Tourism Network. The SPTO will collaborate with the Fijian and Samoan government, as well as the Fiji Hotel and Tourism Association and the Samoa Association. And we now join Elizabeth from HFC Bank with the latest from the stock markets.
Vinaka, let's review our local stock market for last week. 7 companies traded on the SPSE and 6 stocks recorded share price increases. ATH recorded an increase of 2.9%, closing at a new high share price of $1.85. Freebird Institute Limited also rose to a new high at $2.45. FMF Foods Limited increased by 3.3% to conclude at 95 cents. Fiji Television Limited shares closed up 7% at $2. Toyota Tsusho Limited was up 1% to conclude at a new high of $4.85. Vision Investments Limited saw a new all-time high share price of $2.39, following an increase of 1.3%. Meanwhile, Fusion Holdings Limited remained steady at $4.70. The overall market value increased of 1.9% to $1.67 billion, while the SPSE Total Return Index saw an increase of 1.9% as well. And that is a wrap on local stock market activity.
Thanks for the update, Elizabeth. Looking at today's exchange rates and foreign currencies in the Fijian dollar. The Fijian dollar weakened against the Chinese yuan to close at 3.29. It strengthened against the American dollar to close at 48 cents. And the Australian and New Zealand dollar followed similar trends, closing at 60 and 64 cents. And the PNG Kina closed at 136. As for the commodities market, oil prices rose to close at $50.35 a barrel. Gold weakened to close at $1,270 an ounce, and silver closed at $16.84 an ounce. And in Going Fiji tonight, the local government ministry is awaiting for detailed information on the progress made in regards to the land boundaries for proposed Vunisea town in Kandavu. Minister Praveen Kumar says they will begin necessary work once a confirmation is received from the Itoke Affairs Ministry. Savarit Tambua with this report.
A formal application is yet to be made by the Kandavo Provincial Council to the local government ministry to start work on the proposed Vunisea town. Minister Praveen Kumar says Vunisea will only be declared a town when the required processes are complete.
So what we're expecting now is a formal request from the Provincial Council on behalf of the people of Kandavo to have the town declared. But there's a process. It will take some time. There's a process that needs to be followed.
Rakoti Kandavo Kitiana Rimbebu confirmed to FBC News that they are working on solving those issues that was hindering this development.
We completed all the traditional process and procedures for compliance to the Vanua, and as a way forward to make sure that the time frame when the work is carried out, it runs smoothly.
The landowners of Namuana and Namalata in Kandavo have agreed to provide land to the government that will enable them to carry out this development. Sabara Tambua, FBC News.
And that's your business news for this evening. Now to the latest in sports. Here's Jamie.
Thank you, Rachel, and good evening. In sports tonight, Fiji Pearls ready for South Africa.
Bula, Keron mai singatoka, Keron do talita kana varorong na Radio Fiji 1 and do moi viti.
Ayaw na rin siya. Utiko minasom utiko la do talita kana Radio Fiji 1 kana do moi viti.
Kaya kuyazo silil tale, nagurara may naomani, nandunga. Gitu talita gini ang gitu pinasabale, nagundurong varorong na Radio Fiji 1 nando moi viti.
Na Radio Fiji 1 nando moi viti na bonga ni BNN.
The Fiji Pearls are not overwhelmed with expectations for its test series against South Africa this week. Coach Vicky Wilson saying the series is ideal preparation for the Commonwealth Games. Meanwhile, South Africa recorded its first quad series win yesterday when they held a nerve to beat England Roses 54-51. Militavanga has more.
Out in the wilderness for 2 years, the host is now back in action at test level. The Pearls have been challenged by their coach to use the opportunity as an exposure.
I think there's anything to be scared of. For me, that's just a challenge. And I know when you sit there and you're ready to play, you get all these butterflies, but that's just nerves, that's just part and parcel of it. That's adrenaline.
Santa newly appointed captain Vaiti Wangatambu says she is looking forward to playing and leading the squad against the world number 5.
It's a blessing, but also a challenge on me having to lead these girls in the upcoming series. But yes, I'm ready for the challenge.
Sponsor Digicel Fiji today provided netball gears to the players.
I'm sure that the Pearls will put in a great account of themselves. So from behalf of Digicel and Punjas, I want to wish the ladies all the best of luck this week.
The Pearls will be using this series to blood new players, live the experience of others, and also test combinations ahead of the 2018 Commonwealth Games. Fiji will play South Africa in the opening match at 6:30 p.m. on Wednesday at Sovas Vodafone Arena. Melitavanga, FBC Sports.
The Fiji Airways Ndrua side will face Marika Korimbete's Melbourne Rising in its second match of the National Rugby Championships. Korimbete was on song in the first round, scoring 2 tries. However, Rising lost 45-33 to EC Naisarani's Perth Spirit. The top 14 clash between Clermont and Toulon in French rugby lived up to expectations today, with Clermont sealing a narrow win 21-16. Fijians Alvaretti Raka and Pideliato featuring for the defending champions in an entertaining affair. There's been positive feedback from the Fiji Football Association on the scoreless draw between the Vodafone Fiji football side and Indonesia over the weekend.
They've got a very, very strong fan base, so the team will be put at a lot of pressure, but a good chance for Gamal to use the other 10 players.
Meanwhile, a football fan reportedly died during the Fiji and Indonesia match on Saturday night. The Tavua football side has been promoted to the Vodafone Premier League after surprising its fans with a 3-1 win over Senganga in the Senior League. The Westerners will play their first Premier tournament at the Courts Inter-District Championship next month. Eroni Tuinuku reports.
The Tavua side proved their supporters wrong as they fought to the last minute of the Vodafone Senior League competition yesterday.
Now the people of Tavua was looking down on us. After 1-1 draw against Senganga in Tavua, the whole team, management and everyone in the team, the players, they were put down by the people of Tavua that they cannot go up. We made it clear to them that they have to prove today.
Tavua proved themselves on the field yesterday and hoped for a better outcome come October.
We know that we're going to win over here in Senganga and Sodelpa in Lambas against Senganga. We're confident, and I want to thank for the officials and players.
Despite trailing in the second spell, the team managed to make a comeback in the match.
We kept our game plan intact to spread out and play from the outside, and that ended up in Atunaisa scoring the first goal.
Back in the Premier Division after 4 years, there is a lot of expectation for the Tavua football.
To see they got a good stadium, they got floodlights in Tavua. Gavi Park is like one of the top fields now in Fiji, and going forward, Tavua will be hosting the Giants of Fiji Soccer in the Vodafone National League in 2018.
Tavua will be pulled together with Nadi Suva and Lautoka for the Inter-District Championship next month. Eroni Tuinuku, FBC Sports.
North Harbour registered its biggest ever win over Auckland, thumping them 57 points to 10 in the Mitre 10 competition yesterday. Today's play of the day comes from Major League Baseball. In an unfortunate incident, New York Mets third baseman Wilmer Flores was forced to leave yesterday's game against the Houston Astros after fouling a ball off his face. That's it from Sports Tonight. Catch weather later on with Angie, and in new media, a sneak peek at some high-end smartphones that will be unveiled at Europe's upcoming IFA Tech Show. That's after the break.
I'm Andrea Sorbakura of Neabu Wendibuga Telebu. Whenever I want to tune in to listen to great music, I always tune in to my favorite radio station, Gold FM, only the classic.
My name is Lita. We love listening to Gold FM here at the Fiji Hideaway Resort and Spa. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
We here at Tano Waterfront Lautoka love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
IFA is Europe's biggest tech show, but like all modern trade shows, most of the high-profile announcements happen before the show floor opens. And it's weather time now with Angie.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. We have stepped into another wonderful week. Amazing how time flies. The showers stopped roaring too, bringing us sunny and hot conditions again. Let's take a quick look in the west. A beautiful day with few clouds, but nothing extreme. Surfing or diving day must have been awesome. Wish I could do that. Eastwards from Pekhawa to Suva, a cool weather without much sunny spells. Great day to run errands. And up in Vanuatu, a bit of cloud and sun, but without any rain. At sea, southeast winds 20 to 25 knots with moderate to rough seas. And for the tides, high tide tomorrow morning will be at 5:03 with a low tide at 11. See the beauty of sunrise at 6:11. For tomorrow, sunshine is sure to marvel us. Yes, do expect another sun-filled day with scorchy temperatures. Tomorrow's temps, Lautoka and Bau will be the warmest at 30 degrees. And looking further on to Wednesday, a clear day is in store without any sign of any rain. Sounds like a good deal. And that's our FBC weather for tonight. Jackie.
You brought good news. Thanks so much for that, Angie. On Fijian Pulse today, we asked, should parents be taken to task if their underage children are found driving?
It's responsible of the parents, plus the responsible of the car owner. You shouldn't give the keys to any Tom, Dick and Harry without driving license, you know.
As a parent, they should not give children to drive.
Yes, they should be.
It's really dangerous. They should be taken to task.
Yes, I think so. They should charge the parents.
Yeah, I think they should be charged because they know that that can cause a serious accident.
In the world of the weird, and you may not find it so wonderful, Japan has a museum made of poop. Yes, you heard it right, a museum made of poop. Recapping the main stories, Sodelpa maintains no split in party. President outlines legislative agenda for new parliamentary year. An outgoing Methodist Church president says politics interfered in church system. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question, the results from last week, we had asked, will cheaper flights increase connectivity between Viti Levu and Vanua Levu? 86% said yes. This week we are asking, is there a split in the Sodelpa party? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, our shot of the day, the beautiful sunset scenery was captured by Akash Leo in Varavu Bar. Send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight from the team and I. Good night.
I'm another Sodelpa of Neabu Whenever I want to tune in to listen to great music, I always tune in to my favorite radio station, Gold FM, only the classic.
My name is Lita. We love listening to Gold FM here at the Fiji Hideaway Resort and Spa. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
We here at Tano Waterfront Lautoka love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.